From the Turkish airbase at Çorlu, long endurance drones capable of staying airborne for 24 to 27 hours each time have been deployed to watch over the Sumud Flotilla ships that are just about to enter these are the drones watching over, just about to enter a region called a high risk zone on the Sumud flotilla's approach to Gaza. Israel's government has called the Israeli blockade of Gaza a legal blockade due to Gaza being an active combat zone. Israeli words, not mine. That's the phraseology they're using. Now, Israel is notorious globally now for preventing food, baby formula included, and medicine into the Gaza Strip. Apparently, that's just not safe, right? And the Sumud flotilla are civilians on boats, numbering about 50 boats, numbering about 500 civilians on their way to Gaza. Basically, they said, screw it, I'll do it myself, as no government has been able to or willing to end the humanitarian crisis in the besieged Palestinian territory that is Gaza. I made a video on the Italian, Spanish, and Greek naval vessels that were deployed by each respective government. Greece, however, making it clear that the Sumud flotilla would only be given protection when they're in Greek waters. As soon as they're out, YOLO, you're on your own. That's not what YOLO stands for. But anyway, I made videos on all of those European nations committing to essentially escort these civilian ships on their way, on their journey. Many of you asked Muffles or NewsBaba or Muffles. What about Turkey and Egypt, who are very conveniently or inconveniently for Israel, they're holding naval drills in this exact part of the sea as the Sumud ships are floating in? What a quinky-dink. What a coincidencio. Right? Turkey, oh, messed up that. The pronunciation. Let me just take a sip. Turkey now has done the unprecedented. Now the Turkish state, I have to say, have made no bold announcements on providing any sort of military or civilian escort or rescue operation should things go sideways. They haven't said anything, as far as I know. Instead, they are flying powerful Bayraktar drones above the Sumud flotilla, keeping an eye on them, and they've got Turkish warships tailing the Sumud. You can see them from the Sumud ships. There's video footage all over the internet of seeing the Turkish ships far closer than the horizon. Those on the Sumud ships have even confirmed Turkish naval communications have been received, and Turkey is checking in on them, basically saying, how you doing? You're right. Offering support if the Sumud flotilla passengers need it. Now, moreover, Middle East Eye, the legacy news outlet, posted, or mainstream media, posted a video in the last few days showing what is apparently showing what is apparently aid packages the Turkish naval ships have passed on to the Sumud ships to help them. Footage suggests these are supplies that are destined to be handed over to the Gazan civilians. The Turkish military basically provides supplies and said, give them these things from us. Now, whether or not it's for the Gazans themselves or for the Sumud ship passengers themselves, I'm not too sure. It wasn't clear to me. I can't confirm. I can only relay to you what I know and what I've seen from these news sources. That's all the news now. Bye-bye. Or, here's the analysis. This is obviously subjective and based on my analytical assessment, i.e. my opinion. Loads of people keep complaining that my analysis is biased. Well, my analysis is an opinion. That's what analysis is. But it's based on facts, and I try not to be biased. So stay if you're interested, or otherwise, the scroll is obviously always there. Just use your fingers, guys. Come on. Now, different countries are operating differently. While European nations benefit from brownie points with their citizens if they make a big deal about the naval ships deployed to tail the Sumud flotilla, all these angry Europeans protesting, they might sort of calm down. That's the hope. That's the crossed fingers of the European government saying, these people are out in the streets saying we should do something about Gaza. We can say, we sent ships, we sent naval ships. We said, look, do you not see our ships there? And they can use that. Turkey, though, already had strong words for Israel before this, even at a government level, before the Sumud flotilla. Right the way up to the Turkish president, who blasts Netanyahu and his state on a regular, talking about how these guys are like 1930s, 1940s Germany, sort of reincarnated. They've got very strong words for all the good that does the Palestinian people. Strong words, lots of strong words. Wow, so much talking, wow. Now, Turkey seems to be operating very low-key with their actual actions by the Navy. Egypt, even lower-key. But I've made videos fairly recently about Egypt having building up their military activity in the Sinai Desert on the border with Gaza and Israel. They've even deployed, some reports have said, Chinese anti-air defenses in the Sinai. Those things have a range capable of watching over the skies of all of occupied Palestine, potentially, capable of watching over the two-thirds, the southern two-thirds of the entire Israeli state. These are long-range interceptors, Chinese made, I believe YQ-9Bs, right? So it definitely seems like all the Middle Eastern players are quietly positioning themselves for something big. What is that something big exactly? Many, of course, suggest it's, for better or worse, a round two with Iran. Both sides have made quite clear through rhetoric, through comments by the officials, through preparation, that a round two would be deadlier. But we cannot be sure, and I certainly cannot be sure. So I'll continue to report to you the news and the analysis unbiased and without the Western spin for those who care, for whatever reason you care about it for. And please do continue to support my work. And please do follow up if you're uncertain about anything I say. I absolutely recommend that you follow up on any claims I've made by doing your own research. I'll see you on the next one.